Hello everyone, my beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. This is my podcast, Up in the Clouds, here for another episode this week. This is my third time recording, so fingers crossed that I like this one. The first one I talked way too fast and just talked about really dumb things. The second time I just didn't like the way my hair looked, and here we are, third time's a charm, so let's hope this is the right one. But how are you guys? I hope you guys are having a beautiful, incredible week. And yeah, I hope you guys are just having a great week. Life has been weird for me on this end. I feel like just like a lot of weird things have been happening, good, bad, weird, just weird, just weird. Yeah, it was like one of those things where you like put a sign out into the universe and then you kind of like get that sign like really fast, and then you're just like, what the F, I was driving home from work the other day and just kind of like was just crying, and I was just crying and crying and crying, and I just like looked up to the universe and was like, I'm sick of this. Like, I'm sick of being sad. I'm sick of being heartbroken. I'm sick of feeling this way. Like, help me, please. Like, help me move on, And after that, it was like a weird release of like, holy shit feeling. Like, I felt so different afterwards. It felt like a huge weight off my shoulder. It was like something that I like had been needing to do for so long, and I just like felt like a completely different person after that. And then 2 days after, Abby gave me a very, very intense sign of something, and that just is between me and her. I don't like to always share everything that I get from her because it's special to me, and she's really special to me, and like the signs that she gives me are always super special, and I always just and I'm just grateful that I have such an intense angel on the other side that likes to like be there for me and wants to just help my life be better all the time, and yeah, super grateful for her. But yeah, she gave me a sign of something and just kind of like really helped me, and now I just feel, I don't feel completely better, but I feel a lot better than I did a few days ago, and I kind of wanted to talk about, because obviously last episode I shared with you guys why I hadn't been recording and what kind of has been going on in my life, and basically like how depressed I was, and like really what, like I mean I still am, but like definitely not as bad. I've definitely been doing a lot of things to kind of work on that and kind of like bring myself out of that, like so I wanted to talk to you guys about that and like what I've been doing to kind of regroup myself and kind of bring myself back, and things that that I think have been helping me, honestly, to like kind of help you guys. Like, if you feel, especially right now with the changing of the seasons, like I get super, super bad seasonal depression. Like, I don't know, like I feel like I'm always depressed, but for some reason, like in the winter, it gets so much worse. So like kind of like help people if you're dealing with that, or like even if you've never even dealt with depression before, but like now you are and you don't really know what to do. This is kind of like, this episode is for you, to kind of like help you if you're in a rut, like get out of the rut, or maybe you're falling into a rut, you want to get out of it quicker, like don't let yourself get to rock bottom, before you kind of get yourself out, because that's where I was. I let myself get to complete rock bottom before I was like, holy fuck, I need to get myself out of here, like before I end up not being here anymore. And that's the point where I was just literally always just thinking about how much better everyone else's life would be, and like how I didn't want to be, and it turns out like it's so crazy, because when you open up to someone that you have like a connection with, and you find out that they've been feeling those things too, and it's almost like you're like mirroring each other. You're like feeling everything that other person is feeling, and that's like when connections can be out of this world, out of this universe in a way, because you're to mirror someone else's feelings and feel exactly what someone else is feeling. It's just the weirdest thing, and that's something that like I've never had with like anybody before, and so I was like really thrown off by it to like find out that there was like somebody that I like was feeling everything that I was feeling, that I have like a connection with, and I was just like floored that they had been feeling literally everything that I was feeling. And then so it's like, so who's mirroring who? Am I mirroring you, or are you mirroring me? But either way, we're both feeling like shit, so like let's help each other, and yeah, so Holy smokes. So yeah, it's just been really crazy. And yeah, like, so let's see, I'm gonna do like a little like I like to do like a little life update with you guys, and then we'll kind of get into that part of the episode, like what I've been doing to kind of like get out of this, like out of rock bottom, and kind of like what you guys can do to like help yourselves get out of rock bottom, and or before you fall into rock bottom, basically. Okay, so life update. Honestly, nothing really. Obviously, I've been having really like crazy things happen, like crazy signs, really like weird, confusing not symbols, signs that I've been getting from my angels, and just trying to figure out what they mean and like go from there. But other than that, let's see, last weekend, went to this like little like mini like festival with a bunch of my friends. So much fun. It was so much fun. Overall fun. Yeah, it was super fun. The weekend before that, we saw some friends play at the same place. So it was kind of cool to like see it in like a bigger venue with like bigger artists too. And then this weekend, seeing my friends play again. So I'm really excited. I just love to be there and support my friends. Really, that's, you know, that's just what it is. I just love seeing like them grow as artists and musicians and producers. And it's just beautiful to me. I really love it, and I really love watching it happen like in front of my eyes, you know? And yeah, so that's what I'm doing this weekend. And then after that, I've realized that this is kind of like why I wanted to tell you this like life update was because it's kind of going to go into the episode. So after this weekend, I'm going to really slow down. I have been living my life very intensely and just constantly doing things as like a distraction. I've been using partying to kind of not deal with my problems, and then when I'm sober or like coming down from everything, then I feel everything like super intensely, and then it just kind of like is way too much for me, and then I just like go back into drinking again or whatever. And I've realized that that has been like a negative coping habit that I've had for a very long time, that the way that I handle things. But I need to find a healthier way to deal with things, and I need to slow down. So life has been giving me signs to kind of slow the F down and just kind of really like, you know, cleanse myself, sober up, like detoxify all this like alcohol and shit that's been like in my body and I've been abusing my body with, and just really kind of heal from within. Because really, when you just kind of use that as a distraction, like you want to believe like, oh, party girls don't get hurt, you know, when I'm partying, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't. You're right. But like when you come down, then everything you've been pushing away or everything you've been feeling kind of comes back tenfold, and then you really feel everything. And then, at least in my situation, and then it's like 300 times worse than what it was if you would have just dealt with what you were feeling before. So I really have to like cleanse myself and really kind of like take a step back and really just heal myself. You know, I really need to work on myself again and just kind of find who I was before and bring that energy back, because that's the girl that I want to be again. And that's the signs that I've been receiving to be, is like to find that energy again. But yeah, it's just been really hard when I'm just constantly abusing my body and just getting completely annihilated like every other day pretty much, or like not every other day, that was dramatic, but like every weekend and sometimes during the week, and just too much where like I was like starting to notice that it was becoming a problem. And yeah, so like life was kind of telling me to like slow down a little bit. And so sobering up, you know, sobering up, finding that feeling of not caring, being sober, you know, like when you find that like I don't give a fuck feeling sober, that's like huge, you know. Yeah, and then another thing that I've been doing is I've been saging every morning, and now I'm going to start doing it every night as well, because it's been helping me a lot in the mornings, because I don't know what necessarily you guys believe, but I believe, like, I used to have nightmares really badly as a kid, and I believe that like when we sleep, we are obviously very what's the word I'm looking for, like not open, but like we're very vulnerable. That's the word. When we sleep, we're very vulnerable. So when you're feeling negative and dark energies, I feel like when you're sleeping, or like it's just in general, those negative and dark energies kind of latch on to you. And you're more vulnerable when you're sleeping, so it's a little bit easier. So they latch onto you, and then they feed off of that negative energy that you're putting out there. So then these negative and dark energies feed off of that and make you feel it even more and more, to a point where you can't like handle it anymore and something bad happens or whatever. Or you continue to do drugs to get away from those feelings, because they're like latching onto your feelings and then intensifying them for you, because they want to take you, they want your soul, you know? And that's what I believe. And not, you don't have to believe that, you know, you can believe whatever you want to believe, but that's what I believe. So I feel like in the morning when I wake up and I'm saging in the morning, I feel like I'm like pushing away all that dark energy that was like trying to get around me when I was sleeping, or like trying to latch onto my dark feelings and really kind of keep it away, you know? And I've been really thinking that it's been helping, and I want to do it before bed too, so that I can just kind of cleanse my room as well, even so that they don't even come. So I don't even have to like worry or just like, you know, whatever, you know? So I'm gonna start doing it before bed too, because I've been doing it in the mornings and I feel like it's been really helping a lot. And so that's something that you guys can do too, is get a little sage stick and just burn it in the mornings. And I just kind of like put it around myself. I put it on my mirror like before I get ready, and then I start to get ready for the day. And then before night, same thing. So yeah, that's something that I've been doing that I've been really like, that I really truly believe has been helping me a lot. And another thing that I've been doing is I've been overly cleanliness. I've been cleaning a lot. I've been cleaning a lot. I feel like I've been like keeping my like place clean, like, because I feel like I have this like weird theory that like dark energy can like attach to like clutter and like dirtiness, and just like, so I feel like keeping things clean and like clutter free kind of like helps keep good energy in the house, which like that could be like just like a weird theory, but like or it could be real. I don't know. My one friend said that she truly believes that. So I just like been keeping things super clean and like trying to like keep all that, you know, like throwing away expired foods, or just like, you know, cleaning out the cabinets or rearranging things, or just anything to kind of like feel more cleanliness. Just like feel that clean like energy, you know? And it's been honestly really helping. I feel like it's been helping a lot, and I feel like it's been making me feel a lot better, and just making me feel more like better. I don't know, like, yeah, keeping things clean, I really do feel like makes such a difference. And that's why I've been trying to like overly do it to a point where it's probably like, oh my fucking God, like the house is clean, you don't need to clean anymore. And obviously, like, you know, it's that time of the year too where things get really hard. Obviously the changing of the seasons, it gets dark super early. I like literally wanted to go to bed yesterday at like 7 p.m. Because I was like, dude, it's dark. I feel like it's like 10, you know, I felt like it was super late. So yeah, that was my day yesterday. But it's just like been like that, you know. And so like seasonal depression is such a thing, and just kind of like, you know, I truly believe like going to bed early and like waking up early really helps, because like you making yourself feel like you have more daylight is huge as well. So I feel like you gotta wake up early and like trick your body into thinking you have that time in the day that you like think you don't have anymore, because I feel like sometimes it can be like an anxiety thing too, where you're like getting so much in your head. And if you're sleeping super late, then it's like you're messing up that that vibe, that energy, you know. You're like convincing yourself that there's less time in the day when there's really not. Like, it's honestly just time is just a fucking illusion. And I have this weird theory that I feel like I can share with you guys, because I feel like I like talk about like weird stuff on this podcast all the time. So if you're listening to this and you like think this is super weird, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna share it anyway. I have this like weird theory that okay, actually that's not true. It's not, I got this theory after reading it. I read this article about this theory, and then now I've adapted that I believe this theory. But I believe that they like use like time change to like fuck with us, and it's just like it's mentally like fucks with us. And I do believe that, because how different everyone is after time change, and how much it affects people. Like, I truly believe that it's some sort of like weird fucked up like thing that they use like to like fuck with our heads. And it's like we have to remind ourselves that time is just an illusion. We have the same amount of time in a day. Just because the light is less doesn't mean that there's less hours in the day. The light is, you know, we just have to wake up earlier and take in the light earlier than we normally would, like not letting ourselves sleep in super late and like whatever, you know. So like finding those extra hours in the day and like finding that it's okay to still be productive, and like we like you know, I know it's an unpopular opinion, but like tanning, like going in a tanning bed, like I'm not saying like overdoing it where you're like tanning where you look like you're like leather, but like if you just like every like once in a while, like, you know, once a month maybe, like or like maybe once every 2 weeks, like going in a tanning bed just to get some sort of like vitamin D light or something. Obviously I know that's like very, very bad for you, and I know it causes cancer, but like for me personally, it helps me so much when I'm like super down bad and I like need something to like really kind of like feel good again. And like it's just like creating that like artificial like vitamin D, and they also make other things now too that they didn't really make before. I know they make like natural like sunlight, like light bulbs and shit that you can get, you know, whatever. So yeah, like anything like that really can kind of like help, I feel like. So anything like that, like any sort of like something that you can get that like kind of is going to create natural light for you after the sun goes down, because it does go down so much earlier. But I do believe like waking up earlier and kind of like getting on a routine, especially in the winter, is important, because you want to kind of like get those hours of daylight as long as you possibly can, you know. So that's kind of like, I think has been helping me a lot too, has been like waking up earlier, like even on like my days off, because like usually on my off days like I just like sleep until whenever, but like trying to like force myself to like wake up early, like even on my off days, I feel like has been helping kind of like with this like changing, and like the like at first it was like freaking horrible for me and whatever. Anyways, so yeah, just like waking up earlier. So saging in the morning, saging at night, or both. Waking up earlier. Finding hobbies outside of work. Obviously with the slower season at work, like I'm not getting as many hours. So what I was doing was drinking when I wasn't working, which is not, obviously we talked about a little bit ago that that's not a healthy way to deal with things. So finding different hobbies. So that's why I'm trying to like get back into doing this again, and you know, finding other hobbies to do when I'm not working. So that I don't feel like I am drowning in my own thoughts to the point where I have to get fucked up to like not think about them. And yeah, just like finding other hobbies to do, finding something that kind of like sparks your light. Like obviously this really kind of like sparks my light and kind of like gets me really happy and excited and feeling good again. So I really like that. Yeah, so finding a hobby, something to spark your light again, just something to do outside of work, you know, if you aren't in, like that, I feel like that's something that I've been struggling with, like not being in school anymore, is just like not having that distraction of school. It's not necessarily like I miss being in school and like doing homework and shit, but I miss that distraction of school, you know, like something to distract myself from life that's like not work as well. So finding something to do, like especially if you're not in like school or you just you know, maybe you are in like a easier major and you don't have a lot to do with it, you know. So it's finding something, some sort of like hobby. I'm like sweating. It's like so this heat in our house gets so fucking hot. I literally like wake up in the middle of the night like drenched in sweat. Like I don't know, it gets so fucking hot in our apartment. But anyway, so I'm like so warm right now. But okay, river. So yeah, so saging in the morning or at night or both, and then keeping your house clean, I feel like really helps. Waking up early to get those daylight hours in, and then finding a hobby. Yeah, finding some sort of like hobby to distract yourself, whatever, if you're not working or you just aren't, or you're not in school and you don't have schoolwork to distract you. Any of those things can really kind of like help you get yourself out of a rut, keep yourself out of a rut, or get yourself from rock bottom, which is where we are, baby. We're like halfway up. We're like not at rock bottom anymore, but like we fucking were. And like we're just like halfway back up I just like envision like a well. I don't know. It's so fucked. I don't know. My brain is so weird, you guys. Like having a photographic memory brain is like super weird, because I can literally just close my eyes and picture whatever the fuck I want, which is like good and bad, because obviously like when I watch scary movies it's really fucking bad, and then when it's good, like it's good when I can just like picture people's like say I miss somebody, I just like close my eyes and just like picture their face like so vividly in my mind. It's like fucked. I don't know, but like in my mind, like when I envision rock bottom, I just envision like somebody falling down a well, and like I'm like halfway back up the well, you know, like I'm like getting out of, I see the light at the end of the tunnel now, like where your rock bottom is like, you can't see the light anymore, you know, you're just down so fucking bad. Wow, I was just swearing a lot, but like sometimes I get like excited. I slept for like 10 hours last night, so I feel like on top of the freaking world right now. I feel like so much energy, and I feel like I'm going bananas right now. I should have like went for a walk or something before I did this podcast, because I feel like I'm like hyper as fuck. Anyways, so yeah. Okay, so we talked about all those things. So yeah, any of those things, you know, find something that really kind of lights your soul, you know, even like making music, writing stories, writing music, art, like writing articles, writing anything. Maybe you want to start your own podcast, you know, something to keep you excited about life, something to like have something to look forward to every day or every week that you're going to do to like keep yourself excited about something. Because I feel like that's another thing, when we get like down and depressed, we like lose that excitement for like the little things in life. And like we have to make sure that we're like finding that again and like keeping that energy like towards ourselves, like being excited about the little things, being excited about life, being excited to like be out and adventure, and just feeling like, I feel like we always like the importance of like spirituality and like healing your inner child is like keep that inner child like energy all the time. Like that's like one of the best compliments I can ever receive from anybody, is like when they tell me that like I used to work with this girl who always told me that I would get excited about things like I was a little kid. And like to me, that's like a good compliment, because I feel like as we grow up and as we get to adulthood, we kind of lose that like childlike excitement, childlike energy about life. And like really, children are so beautiful, and like the way that they live their lives and the way that they look at life is just something that's so admirable to me, and something that I never want to lose. I never want to lose that like childlike excitement about life, and the childlike energy about like living life. And just like I hate people that are like, oh, I'm blank age, I'm getting old. Like you're only as old as you feel that you are, and like if you let yourself feel old, you're gonna feel old, you know what I mean? And so it's like when you keep that energy and you're just like always like keeping yourself like in that childlike like mind, that imagination, and like the energy and excitement for life, and it's like that's when you can kind of like heal yourself in a way as well. Because like when you're healing and when you're embodying that again, you're like almost healing your inner child that you like pushed away, or like, you know, if you had to like, if you went through a lot of trauma at a young age, you grew up really fast from that trauma, and just kind of like still kind of like embodying that, making sure you're still getting excited about the little things, making sure that like you're still up and loving, and you know, whatever you need to do to like, yeah, you know, I don't know, that all sounds really kind of goofy, but yeah, I truly believe like keeping that childlike energy can really kind of like make such a difference in your life, and just being excited about things, and just finding those little things to kind of just really kind of get yourself excited. I don't know, like, yeah, so I feel like that helps finding like healing that inner child, and kind of finding that childlike excitement about things again, and just really kind of, you know, not letting those things bother you. Obviously, taking a little spin here, I've been having really bad issues with my eating disorder. I've just, because of my depression, like I've been I lost like completely like losing my appetite, like barely eating, and like not really having an appetite, or like when I am hungry, it's like I'll eat like a few bites and then I'm like fucking full again, and like I have to eat like whatever I'm craving, because if I don't, like it's just disgusting. And like food just like, I don't know, if the taste of food right now is just not good. Like things don't taste like how they should or whatever. I don't know. Like that's just a symptom of depression. So like obviously it's like triggering my eating disorder, because it's like, oh, I look good, I look great, I'm not eating, I look so good, and it's like, yikes. Like, so I'm trying to like not let that like fall back into bad habits, just because like, so I'm trying to like force myself to eat anyways, letting myself eat those, you know, just like not restricting yourself, or like, you know, holding, like not telling yourself you can't eat something, because it'll make you fat, because then you're like only manifesting it, you know what I mean? Like if you're telling yourself, oh, I can't eat this because it's going to make me fat, then you're kind of like manifesting that in a way, you know? So just like let yourself enjoy whatever you want to enjoy, and making sure if you're craving something, like eat it, even if you like are gonna feel bad about it, or like whatever, because of health reasons, your body is telling you it wants something. Obviously, like, not all, you know, like, it comes to a point where it's like too much, you know, but like moderation is super important. Just keeping yourself eating in moderation and not going overboard. I feel like that's fine. I feel like that's not bad, you know. So enjoying foods that you want to enjoy, especially if you are having trouble eating or having like appetite issues or maybe eating disorder issues or whatever, or like maybe this like for me, my seasonal like depression is kind of triggering those eating disorder issues, so it's like kind of going hand in hand right now. So I'm trying to like find a happy medium and just kind of like let myself just eat whatever I want whenever I'm craving it, because I don't have an appetite and I'm not eating properly, so I have to eat whatever I can whenever I can, you know. So just like like restricting yourself, you know, whatever. It's winter, you're not wearing a suit, you know, like just don't worry about like how your body looks right now. Just make sure it's getting the proper nutrients that it needs when you can and when you feel hungry and you have an appetite, you know, whatever. So those are all super important things. So yeah, that's kind of like all I really have for today. I just kind of really wanted to share things that I've been doing to like kind of help myself, because I feel like it always, I don't know, I feel like there's somebody out there that it's going to help, and I just feel like it makes such a difference to like share those things, because I like to share what I'm going through, because it not only helps whoever out there, it helps me too, dude. Like, I feel so much better after releasing that episode last week. I've just felt so different after that, and I've just felt, yeah, oh my God, this has been so freaking weird. I can't even keep up with like what day it is. But when I released that episode, my last episode that I released, I felt so much better after doing that, and I just have felt like I've been feeling a lot better, and I just feel like I'm just kind of like kicking this seasonal depression's ass right now, and I'm trying so hard. And like last night, I kind of I gotta just like, I don't know if I just need to let myself sleep like when I want to sleep, or just like try to avoid sleeping. I'm not sure. I gotta figure out that part of it, like the sleep part, because I feel like I've been sleeping way too much, and like I shouldn't be tired anymore, you know. So like hopefully I can get the sleep thing under control, because I'll literally just like, if I'm bored, I'll just like fall asleep. Like, it's bad. Like, it's so bad. I've been sleeping so much and then not sleeping at night, that's the biggest problem. But yeah, other than that, those are the things. If you have any issues, if you're struggling with seasonal depression or just depression in general, maybe you've never struggled with anything like this before and you just don't really know what to do, like, and you know, you want more info about things that I've been doing, or like maybe I just didn't talk about something long enough and you want to like a little bit more one-on-one work, like please DM me, reach out to me on my email, which is all linked below for you guys, so that you can reach out to me. Yeah, my DMs are always open. Please feel free to reach out if you want. And if you're interested in any like coaching, I am like so close to being done with my certification. I just went back to it. It's like, that's the one thing that's nice about taking these classes, that you can do like whenever, but also a bad thing, because like then you fall off the wagon and then you don't want to do them anymore. But getting back into like doing my life coach certification so that I can get completely certified and actually, you know, really help people more than what I know from just like my knowledge about life and things that I've been through. You know, I feel like this certification is just kind of like something that I needed for myself to just be like, yeah, like I'm certified like now, you know. So working on that again. So if you're interested in one-on-one coaching or being like a practice client, please DM me. I would love to help make like sort of like a plan, like we can come up with something like a once a week thing that we can talk or whatever. But yeah, I would love to do that. If anyone is interested, please reach out. My DMs are open. My email is open. And like I said, everything is linked below. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. If there's any topics that you want to hear about, leave a comment. DM me something that you've been wanting to hear me talk about. Or anything. If you just want to talk about life, I'm here for you too. I love talking to people and meeting new people and helping people, and yeah, so always here for anyone who needs it. But yeah, I'm sending you all love and light for the rest of the week, and I will see you guys next week. I love you guys so much. Bye.